Welcome back to one more episode of Quantum Tutorials. In this episode, we are going to look at how to create a project inside Visualizer. Launch Visualizer. Once the visualizer is launched, go to Project and click on New Project. So this would give us different options and select the appropriate option for the app that you want to create. Let me select native app. I want to create a native app. Give a name for the project and click on create. Once the project is created, you will be shown the storyboard view in the visualizer. Click on design view to be able to see the project structure. After clicking on design view, in the left hand view, you will be able to see the project structure. This is the basic project structure that gets created when you create a project inside visualizer. If you can see here, there are different folders that are available. Each folder represents a channel: mobile channel, desktop channel, tablet channel, variables channel. So in each of these folders, you will be able to create forms. Forms are nothing but the screens that you want to have inside your application. As you want to have different UI for the mobile channel versus tablet channel versus variables channel for your application, that's why Visualizer provides this option of having multiple folders inside the project structure. So from this single project, you will be able to create screens for your mobile channel, tablet channel, variables and desktop. And when you build this application, you will be able to tell Visualizer, do you want to build it for mobile channel or tablet channel or desktop web channel or variables channel. So based on the option that you select during the build time, the screens that you have created in that respective folders will be picked up and will be bundled into the binary that gets created for that particular channel. The modules folder that is available here, this allows you to create JavaScript files, a new JS module, a new require module. A new JS module is basically a global JS file which will be available for all the forms and all the form controllers throughout the application. So when the app is launched at the runtime, these JS modules are initiated and they are available throughout the app's lifecycle. A require module, when you create such, you will be able to create a require module and it will be available at the runtime only when you perform a require on that particular module. Until you perform a require on that module, the module will not be loaded at the runtime. So that's the basic difference between using a new JS module versus using a new require module. The web folder allows you to bundle various web resources inside the visualizer project. For example, you will be able to create a new JS file, you will be able to create a new HTML file, you will also be able to create a new CSS file. All those resources that are pertaining to the web will be able to create under this web folder and package those resources along with your project. Assets tab is the place where you will be able to bundle the various assets into your application. If you see here, the assets tab has further subdivided into media and fonts. Under media, you will be able to place the image files, video files and other media resources into this media section of the assets. The fonts will allow you to import any custom fonts into your visualizer project. By default, when you create a visualizer project, there will be a set of fonts that will be bundled along with your project. On top of this set of fonts, if you want to have a custom font to be available as part of your project, you will be able to import fonts, and by using this option, so you will be able to import a TTF file, true type font file, into your visualizer project and bundle that new custom fonts file along with your application. If you look at this media section under the assets, there is a hierarchy that is created. Common, and for each channel there is a separate folder that is available. Let's take a look at this media folder and understand what it offers us. So under the resources of your visualizer project, so this is the folder structure that you will be able to see. So the common folder, so this is the folder where you will be able to place all the common images and media resources that you want to have as part of your application. For example, if you see this acme.png, so this is the image that we have in the common folder, and if we look at the resolution of this image, if we look at the resolution of this image, so this is 360 by 363 pixels dimension. So if the same image, if we want to have it for a mobile channel, and under a mobile channel, if we are building it for an iPhone or for an Android platforms, let's look at the iPhone platform once. You will be able to place an image file with the same name into this folder with a different resolutions. Those resolutions that support the Retina usage in the iPhone in particular versions of the iOS, and the non-Retina usage in particular versions of the iOS. So this is how, by placing the image with the same name, right, if we go to the resources and common, we have this option 1.png with the dimension of 25 by 24, and at the same time inside the mobile channel, if we go to native and iPhone, you will see the option 1@2x.png with the dimension of 54 by 52 and option 1@3x.png with a dimension of 75 by 75. So the name of the image would remain same, in this case option 1, but the resolution of the image is having various resolutions. The purpose of creating these different resolutions of the same image is that when you are opening the same visualizer app on a device which supports @2x, the particular resources with that appropriate resolution will be picked up at the runtime and they will be used, so that you will be giving the apt user experience for the end user. If the end user is using a high resolution device, the images which are very appropriate to that resolution of the device will be picked up and be used by the application. So this is how, by using this resource management or asset management, you will be able to give the best user experience to the end user based on the device that he is using and based on the resolution and screen size that we have on the device. Skins is the place where you will be able to create the various skins for different types of widgets. What do we mean by these skins? The skins are nothing but they define how the look of the widget should be. For example, if we look at a form, there are some default skins that are created. By using these skins, you will be able to define background color, what should be the borders and what should be the color of the borders, and how should be the border, whether it is rounded corners or plain. So all these UI elements of the screens that you are creating, you can define that UI aspects of each widget that you have used on your screen design. Templates is the area where you can create those common designs which you want to reuse across the various screens inside your application. So it allows you to create common designs. For example, if you have a header that should appear on each and every screen in your application, if you have a footer that should appear in each and every screen in your application, instead of creating those UI in every screen, you can define the templates and you can use those templates on every screen inside your application. So this allows you to create the UI at one single place, and if you want to change it at a later point of time, you can change it at that one single place and it reflects at all the places where the template has been used. So templates are kind of a reusable UI that you can create inside your application. So the default widgets that you see here, so these are the default widgets that Visualizer provides, and these default widgets are available for every project that you create inside Visualizer. And using these widgets and by configuring the properties of these widgets when you use them on your screen, you will be able to create the layouts or the screens inside your application. So this is a brief about how you create a project inside Visualizer, and once you create a project, what are the various common elements that gets created once you create a project inside Visualizer. We'll talk about each of these sections in the upcoming episodes. Thank you.